Hey guys, this is Jakob. I'm content manager and I'm helping entrepreneurs with their content strategy. And welcome to a new live session together with Phil Reiter, founder of the German Watch. And I'm excited that we are here again, our second live session. Phil, how are you doing?
Thanks very much indeed, Jakob. How are you today? I'm doing good.
I'm doing great with you, my friend. So we are live here again in the German Watch Facebook group. So we are streaming into the group directly and also getting questions if you have. So in the first session we spoke about your personal brand, so your story, how you evolved as an entrepreneur, how you bought, how you
Re-registered.
refreshed, yes,
Exactly.
registered an old brand called
Yeah.
Uhrenwerk Weimar, yes. And at the moment you have this goal to expand also in the US with the German watch company.
The German
That's
Watch Company. Yeah, that's it's a long name. The German Watch Company Incorporation, actually. So
okay.
that's the juristical term. But I think it has it all. I mean, it's about made in Germany. It's about watches. It's not about watching Germany or watching Germans. You can also do, of course. No, with us, it's about wristwatches and other timepieces uh, with a made in Germany approach, and that's
Yes,
all in our company's name.
that's cool. Yes, that's why we're here. That's why we are talking about this brand. And today I thought we are going to speak a little bit about the changes that happened through the digitalization when it comes to producing, manufacturing watches, the so how to sell watches. And I mean, it's an, so to say, an something that has long history, but through the tools that we have in these days, it's also changing in a rapid way. And we are going to speak about how these what kind of changes happened, and what is the main focus of within the watch industry. So first of all, can you maybe describe a little bit how things changed through the digitalization for watch producers, watch manufacturers?
So first of all, I mean, with everything, there's good and bad, you know. So, and the good thing is, so with the globalization, which was possible through digitalization, we have a totally different approach between clients, customers on the one side, and products on the other side. Because typically or usually you can actually reach out to every product you want worldwide.
Mhm.
I mean, there are restrictions, of course,
Yes.
tax and customs and everything. There are still borders. We see this with the Brexit in Great Britain right now, but generally spoken, I'm always able to buy an American product, a Swiss product, a Chinese product. I mean,
Yes.
platforms like Alibaba live from globalization and digitalization. And not only having the big names in mind, like Amazon.com or Facebook.com or you name it, even with smaller companies. And the capability of desktop research for a product I really want or I'm really keen on, you need to reach out in a totally different way, in a more globalized way, in a more international way. So that's the basis. And I mean, now you're in a way more competitive
Mhm.
market on way, which means you have to convince people in a different way about your product. You know, I mean, they need to trust you without the haptic, without being able to touch your product before buying it. So that's the challenge here. And how can you deal with this challenge? You can and you should tell the story about your product. I mean, a
Mhm.
watch is a watch is a watch. That's no longer true. If you need a watch, you can have a look at the next church or the station around the corner, and you will see watches. You have a watch, a very functional watch on your mobile phone or a cell phone. So there's not really a need for a watch. But if you tell the story about the development of that specific brand, of that watch brand, or of a specific watch, or if you tell a story about the design, the name, the purpose of why you should wear that specific watch, then you're in a totally different world, and
Hmm.
that's why selling these days means storytelling as well. I mean, not storytelling in terms of cheating or so. I mean, of course, you also have those kind of salesperson in
Hmm.
the world, but it's about the narrative. It's about creating a world, creating want to have, a want to be, and we help them with our products, with our watches, looking good, being part of something bigger, being sure that you wear a product that is out of any question.
Yeah, many good points. Okay, one thing that is now in my mind is the thing with the haptic. So you can't take them and just feel them, and this is especially these days missing. So and one thing that you mentioned is that you, even if you can sell online, it's still important to have a store where people can go in and try their watch, right? So this is still an important thing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you necessarily need the usual retail store. I mean, there are some really great shops, I know for sure. So if you walk or ride around the United States, for instance, but in many other cities in Europe worldwide, there are really nice, cozy, great stores with where salespeople, shopkeepers with a lot of love set up
Yeah.
their products and try to produce something and sell something. I mean, that's a total different approach. But if you want to buy, for instance, our watch, it could be more interesting to be in a surrounding where our watch fits properly, like with our Palemon watch from Uhrenberg Weimar. So that's one brand we sell under the retail of the German watch company.
Yeah.
So if you wear a more like a maritime kind of style, then you might have the chance to buy that watch in your sales in your sailing club as well. So if you see those yachting events, they will take place again. I mean, challenging the
Yeah.
pandemic. Everything is under pressure here, but I think we are about to open up again, at least next year in summer, perhaps this year already. We will have those events again. And when you're there, you want to look good, you want to have a feeling, you want to have kind of a remembrance of that great time after being a closed shop, in being locked in your home, and now you're back on track and you're partying
Yeah.
again and you're sailing again, doing maritime sports. That kind of watch would be the right fit there, and then it should be available over there in the club, or on the street, or at an event. So that's even more important. So
Mm.
gaining events, gaining remembrances, that's more important than just maintaining a retail store.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So you mentioned the pandemic. So how did COVID affected your business, or when you look on a bigger picture? So the, so to say, watch industry, how things changed when it comes to selling or marketing. Can you give us examples?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. What we are facing really a hard time in the
Yes.
retail business, of course. So we partnered with larger retail stores, and when I just set up the stand with our watches, Day after, everything was closed there, and only the little shops remained open for maintenance, for repairs. So not really for watch shopping. And that's understandable because people are not so much interested in shopping clothes or shopping jewelry right now. They're dealing with other challenges, and if
Yes.
not, there's no opportunity to show them and to wear them and to wear out nice clothes and just to look good. Una bella figura, like the Italians say. So you stay at home and you look like that.
Yes.
So there's no
Yeah.
need for a nice watch there. But still, though, there are collectors around the world, and they are still interested, and they have time. They sit in front of their laptop or a mobile device, and they have a look at what's available,
Hmm.
what's there in the market, and I mean it worldwide. And so it's really necessary to maintaining your online availability. So online shopping, being available, being aware, or making people aware that you are there. Online marketing, partnering with larger online brands, that's actually something. And there are some very, not only you, but you as well.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good consultants, advisors, opportunities, tools, programs, platforms you can make use of. A lot of worldwide, and you need to get a clue what's best, what fits to you,
Mm.
and that was what we were working on. And with this, from the scratch actually, and remotely, we've set up the German watch company.
Yeah. Awesome. So remotely, this is already the next keyword. This was the question that I wanted to ask next. So I mean, you have somebody who's designing everything. You also have partners, basically working worldwide. So
Yeah,
when it comes to working with each other, is this whole remote team, or how do you work?
so it's possible to do everything remotely. I mean, the personal
Okay.
meeting, so the one-on-one or the discussions face to face are still irreplaceable. You need to reach out, you need to meet, and you need to talk to people
Hmm.
in an atmosphere of trust and knowledge and entrepreneurial ideas. But doing the technical things, even the juristical things, everything is possible doing online right now. I can tell you about the business model and the
Yeah.
setup of the German watch company a little bit. You know,
Yes.
that we were sitting here in Germany with our brand Uhrenberg Weimar, which is really a nice and interesting brand, but it's really a little company. We are manufacturing watches. We are partnering with other quite small manufacturers, and everybody's about to struggle with sales right now. That's for
Hmm.
sure, of course. So, but we were thinking, where's a proper market where consumers really value good products and are willing and able to spend some money. And then there are two markets actually. On the one side, you have the Chinese, which really love to buy luxury products and are really interested
Yes.
in catching up with buying things with luxury and so on. And on the other side, there's the United States of America, still a very interesting, a very upside, um, a very yeah, it's a great market with a lot of style, with a lot of interesting people. And that was something that interested me very much because
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of American movies and of baseball, as you might see over here. That's the Detroit Tigers. So I'm very much interested since I was
Awesome.
a child there, and I was looking for opportunities and possibilities in the United States of
Yes.
America, like you did as well, actually. So, and so when I was thinking about that, I got in touch with the German American Chamber of Commerce,
Hmm.
which was actually very very helpful and is very very up to date when it comes to remote opportunities to support business between the U.S. and Germany. So I've reached out to them and everything we needed, consultancy, business consultancy, tax consultancy, a lawyer, registering the brand. Everything has been done remotely. And then I have a
Cool.
friend based in Colchester, Essex, England, United Kingdom. He's a good friend of mine, so he was willing and able, regards to Paul Cooling there, to do that logo. You know, he
Ah,
created that
cool.
logo, and so I briefed him just by mail or WhatsApp. I don't remember that, and he did it from the scratch. And I love that logo very much. So
Yeah.
that was coming from England there. And when we are thinking about designs for our watches here at Uhrenberg Weimar, we work together with different designers based in Thuringia, Germany, where handcraft is really valued under the label uh, um, made in Germany, very much so.
Yes.
But we also have a very good designer, a great designer uh, uh, with Ronald Steffen, based in Antwerp, Belgium. So I mean, there are no borders to us, So being here after a couple of months, we have based now in the premises of the German American Chamber of Commerce our company that's close to Detroit, there in Farmington Hills. So we will be able to work from there on ground, but it's there without being there before we've set up it. So that's all good and that's all possible. And
Mm.
now we have this channel called the German Watch Company, being capable, and being there in the United States for selling watches made in Germany. Not only our own watches from Uhrenberg Weimar or from Uhrenmanufaktur Rula, so those are the German brands we are selling here. No, but any other watch manufacturer around Germany would be able to join our forces. So, and we are reaching out to them. And I think after the shops, the malls, and everything else, events will open up again. There's a huge marketing waiting for us, and
Yeah.
we are very much looking forward to fulfilling their wishes and their needs.
Yes. Awesome. So one thing that you mentioned several times is partnering up with other entrepreneurs or business owners. And I thought myself, okay, for example, when I do something like this, so I'm basically looking, okay, who's adding value to the same customer and but offering different products that can be additional to the products that I offer. So I'm making the research and looking, okay, who could be a good fit, so that I say things like, hey, I don't do this A, B, C, but my friend is doing this, and we can make an affiliate deal or something. Are you that strategic also with choosing your partner? Okay, yes. Okay, cool.
Now, yeah, no, I don't. So it's different. I understand why you do that because you are in the
Yeah.
consultancy business, and I do.
Hmm.
I would do pretty much the same because it doesn't make any sense to hire a second business advisor doing exactly the same what you do, of
Yes.
course, or partnering
Yeah.
up with him because yeah, there is cannibalization going on then. No, that's not something that works in the consultancy business, but it works actually with our products because what we are there is now we are you can see it as a huge bowl of different brands, of different manufacturers, different types of watches and timepieces. I mean, it's not only about wrist watches anymore, it's also chess watches. Remember the great
Yeah.
Netflix miniseries Queen's Gambit.
Hmm.
Since the huge success of that miniseries, chess is back on track again in the United States and around the world. So since then, we see a demand for chess watches, which we produce in Thuringia still. So that's also something. And you know, with us, that's not so. I mean, of course, I'm always a bit jealous when I see other manufacturers are also able to produce great watches for a good price. And I really, and I'm, as you know, I'm a watch addict. I always
Yeah.
tend to buy them then for my own because
Yes,
I
I
love
know.
them so much. But that's not a problem here because we take all those great brands who are on a specific level of quality and fit under the brand made in Germany. Um, so it's like a car dealer selling German cars uh, together, like BMW, Mercedes Benz, Audi,
Hmm.
whatever, under the same roof at a street corner in Chicago. So that's also possible and working very well. And no matter what, that people are keen on buying a car made in Germany. They are not so much interested to. I mean, usually they are not so much interested in whether it's a great Mercedes or a great BMW or a great Volkswagen. So perhaps it's something different with Porsche because wanting to own a Porsche is something very emotional. So yeah, but if
Yeah.
you're keen on a good quality for a valuable price, for a reasonable price, then it comes pretty soon to made in Germany products, and that's the same with the watches. And here you have a one-stop shop where you can buy wristwatches for an affordable price,
Yeah.
looking very good with a very specific design, whether it's Bauhaus, whether it's very classic, whether it's very technical, very fancy. So everything's possible, but it's a great quality for an affordable price.
Hmm. Okay, got it. So when you made this comparison with the cars, because I lived in China for a while and worked for a German company within the content marketing area, and all the time when I say I'm from Germany, they BMW, and they are all counting the names, and this is resonated also with what you said because they don't say I want this Mercedes. They just say I want a German car. So
German
they're
car.
more focused on this mindset. This is a high quality product because it is from Germany. I don't care if it's a Mercedes or a BMW. This is not important for them.
Well, the
So
brand
that was
here,
my
yeah, the
sorry.
brand is not only, or is not really Mercedes anymore, or is not really Uhrenberg Weimar anymore. The brand is
Yeah,
made in Germany, and whenever
made in Germany. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, whenever somebody buys or values a Porsche or an Audi, so he also values a German watch or a German washing machine or a
yeah,
German dishwasher or you name it.
yeah,
That's the idea, and I think it's very true because you can say a lot of things about the political or political situation in Germany or about the streets not being fixed or whatever. But what you can still can say, what you still can say is, if the Germans design and produce products for everyday life, what you really need, like a car or a dishwasher or a freezer or whatever, it's always a great quality. People are really, so you can really rely on those products. That's still the case. And we, of course, we test what we buy here, and we test what we want to sell in the United States. But if you have the big brands in whatever industry here,
yeah.
if it's a German product, people value that around the world. Yeah, so I know a lot of people. I live in Belgium, and I know some people not really fans of Germany and of Germans
Why?
because of their appearance sometimes can be quite
uh,
harsh and quite rude. But what they always value. So they drive a German car, or they buy a German dishwasher, or
Yeah.
so no matter what, whether they like the Germans or they dislike them, but they always like their products. So, and
Mm.
that's something that has its reason, and that's something we would like to spread the word of. So, what we are
Yeah.
also with our company in the Detroit area, and pretty soon around the United States, there we are also ambassadors for the value of made in Germany, and that's our approach, and that's our aim there.
So is this an official title, or is this just you see yourself as an ambassador,
No,
right?
that's the deepest sense of everything.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Maybe when I walk down the street, I should also see myself as an ambassador. When I produce content, I see myself as an ambassador of Made in Germany on an international level. That's a cool idea.
That's me, and
Yeah.
actually, you are an ambassador for many things, Jakub. I mean, your name shows that you are an ambassador for many different things. You're not only an ambassador for German consultancy, or for a great online sales advisory. You're
Mm.
also an ambassador why internationality, why migration is a great thing, and why it's a good thing, and why it works out. Although you, and I'm pretty sure we never spoke about that, but I can imagine you've faced some challenges here as well, and if not yourself, perhaps your parents did, and
Mm.
I know that, and but you are a great example for somebody who is an ambassador not only for himself, but for
Mhm.
many other things, for other great things. But you have to look a bit deeper here, and yeah, everybody who's interested just should have a look at your name, and not only the Christian given name, but also the surname, and in
Yeah.
fact, it's two surnames, and and that there is a globalization in itself, and you're an ambassador for Germany, the modern Germany, for migration, for why online is a cool thing, why a podcast and a video chat is a valuable and well
Yes.
working thing. So I think it's important always to look for the deeper sense, and not only
Mhm.
to search for customers, to search for sales. Of course, it's important to earn money. I mean, we have
Yeah.
everybody has to pay its rent, but it's important to look for the deeper sense, and that's the journey I'm on, and it's a great thing, I
Cool.
can promise.
That's really cool. I mean, I had yesterday or 2 days ago a conversation, and somebody who I know from LinkedIn, he just asked me a couple of questions, and he asked me, "Are you generating leads on
Are you
LinkedIn? Generating leads,
okay, yeah,
leads. So
leads,
within
yeah,
the
yeah,
online market, yeah, within the
yeah,
online marketing." And I said, I don't care about leads. I mean, all the world is crazy about leads. I have 10,000 leads, whatever this means. I mean, yeah, people are opting in my newsletter and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's a conversation like we are doing. Okay, it's a one-on-one conversation that I'm interested in, and like you said, it should be deeper. I mean, it's not like that I'm directly pitching you. I'm interested in the other person. And
yeah,
many people, so through COVID, I think many things switched, and people, and within the content marketing area, it's a good thing because more and more people are coming online, especially in Germany. So many people are interested in, yeah, and on their website and things like that. That was not very much common 2 3 years ago.
no,
So this is a good thing, but the bad thing is also that many people are coming who are doing it in a with the wrong approach, in
yeah,
my opinion. They just want to sell, they want the quick sale, and they want generate leads and things like that.
yeah,
And but you should go the opposite way and focus more on these deeper conversations with
yeah,
people, so that you build relationships online, because we can't meet each other in within the same room, but I can create an experience with you when I go deep with you
yeah,
with the Zoom call or with
yeah.
this live session. Yeah, that's
Actually,
basically
that's
what I
something
believe in.
I've learned from your approach on LinkedIn as well. I mean, we
Yeah,
know each other from LinkedIn. Never met. I'm a Hamburg-born person. You live in
yeah,
Hamburg. We've never
yeah.
met before. So, but you see, something I've learned from you was the personal approach, the personal
Yes.
links. So just getting personal, having a very
Yeah.
personal chat, and not in a general, a column in a newspaper or whatever, and hoping like 20 people will read that.
Yeah.
That's not really working if you want to go in depth. I think the personal relation is irreplaceable, and that's actually something very very important. And I've learned that from you as well, because that works on LinkedIn or other platforms as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, you need to get in touch with people personally. And
Yes.
I know you know, probably I've used to work in political consultancy for quite some time.
Yes.
And in 2020, I've had a horrible year actually with that, and I stopped that.
Why?
Yeah,
Why? Tell it. Please tell it.
no, no. So that's different. That's a different story. We need to set up on a different platform then. But yeah, that was it was quite a bad year actually. 2020 had also had something to do with the pandemic, and I faced some personal challenges in 2020 as well. So and I stepped back from politics and from political consultancy, and concentrated totally on the international relation business
Yes.
in retail and
Yes.
consultancy and public relations and so on. But
That's cool.
what I still remember is people don't understand everything. It's impossible to understand
Yeah.
every technical detail of politics or products or you name it, but they feel everything the right way. They feel whether they can trust the product, whether they can trust the politician. They feel it no matter what intellectual capability. They feel the things the right way, and that is something you should keep in mind. And if people are only keen on generating leads here, people
Yeah.
feel that right away, pretty, not perhaps not from the very beginning, but pretty soon, pretty fast.
Hmm.
So, and I think you just need to trust your guts. You just need to trust yourself. And if you are a reliable person, if you're really interested in other people, all their stories, all their products, the people feel that, and then
Yeah.
then they reach out to you. And I think that's something you experience in your business, and
Yes.
I do that outside politics now as well.
Yeah. This is something that I speak a lot. This is about generating trust in a world that is completely remote. So if you don't have if you can't meet somebody and shake his or her hands, how do you generate trust? And the short answer to this is through content. I mean, this is good for my business, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it's about who's this person. I don't know
Yeah,
you. I never saw you before. How can I find out if this person is trustworthy
yeah,
as a business owner?
yeah,
What when I Google this his or her name, what I'm going to find about this person?
sure.
What kind of videos? What are other people saying about this person? What kind of video testimonials, or are there any testimonials in the internet? So what kind of person is this? Can I trust this person? And these are all the questions that we have in our mind. Most people don't say them, so
Mhm.
they are not asking these questions because they say, well, I don't know this person, I don't trust this person. So, but if you want to really reach out to people, you have to be, yeah, you have to be visible. You have to be
Yes.
visible, and that's the reason why we are doing this here.
Yeah, visibility, trust, emotions.
Yes.
It's not. I mean, it's not always about business. Business is important. I
Yeah.
don't want to underestimate that. Of course, everybody wants to make it his or her share, and of course, is business important. But at the end, it's also about the. I mean, it's about our daily life, and everybody also wants to have a good life for himself, herself, or for the family, for their children. And and there's more than just money. There is a deeper sense in everything. And I think you should also not underestimate the emotional background of everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think, and now back to our brand here, there is also an emotional approach to the term "made in Germany" or to German products,
Yeah.
and although everybody knows that Germany has a very diverse and sometimes very complicated and heavy history,
Hmm.
but nevertheless, the people here, the workers creating products, the designers, the entrepreneurs, the cleaning personnel making everything possible, the
Yeah.
chef providing personnel with food and everything. So they are reliable, very hardworking, well-minded people, and so they are capable of doing great products. Everybody in the
Yes.
world really values, and this is something we need to stress way more. I think that sometimes that gets a bit forgotten because uh, also part of the German mentality is self-criticism
Hmm.
without any border. So being very self-critic is can be a good thing to improve. But nevertheless, still though, made in Germany is a good thing, and we need to talk about it way more.
Yeah. It's also a little bit funny when I'm abroad. So all these topics are coming back to. Well, I mean, I'm not an engineer. I mean, I can't do anything with this. If you, yeah, I'm not good at these kind of things. But all of a sudden, people are coming to me and speaking about these topics, and I say, okay, yeah, I'm now the German guy, so to
Yeah,
say.
exactly.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah. I
and
mean, that German
yeah,
engineering, German industry,
yeah,
and first thing is German cars.
yeah,
If you're
yeah,
on YouTube and you look for German or Americans in Germany or Tom Hanks filming in Germany,
yeah.
the first thing you see there is talking in an American late night show about his experience driving limitless on a German autobahn.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
that's cool.
it's really worth watching that. And
Yeah,
if you have a look on TikTok or YouTube, what people from the United States interests in Germans and Germany, it's all about this. It's about cars. It's about the limitless autobahn. It's about bread, actually, also. So
yeah, the
they
German
are
bread.
a
Yeah, that's true.
bakery. It's sometimes it's German beer, although I must say Belgian beer is way better.
What? What is going on here?
So
Okay.
that's what what people value with Germany and German products, and you
Okay.
need. So I mean, you see, you can make business with that, but that needs a very emotional and reliable approach to all those things, of course.
Mhm. Cool. When we you because you mentioned it, you mentioned family and emotions. So one question that I oftentimes ask I'm basically interested in entrepreneurs, and I'm interviewing people in my podcast who have way more experience than me. So they are already in business since I'm born, so 30 years or something. And I'm always interested in, okay, how to balance everything. I mean, you're a business owner, you have a lot of things to do. You're at the same time you're also a father. You're a family. You have a family. So how do you have lessons that you can share when it comes to this topic? So how to balance everything?
Not really, actually, because of course everybody has its price, and so being a great family man and a great entrepreneur and great with you valuing yourself and great sports person at the same time, and so it's possible. So perhaps, I mean, I have kind of a mentor here in
Oh,
Belgium, a
cool.
very good friend who is in his 60s now and shares his experiences with me,
Hmm.
and he faced pretty much the same experiences what I did. I have two kids. I love very, very much. Great kids. Regards to Leopold and Victoria here. So and
Should
they
have. Awesome.
and they have a great mother as well, and she takes care for everything. And of course, and we used to live with each other. But then I began my journey just to set up business and to become a successful entrepreneur. And that had its price at the partnership side here, you know. And my friend Joseph, he is explaining that everything has its time, you know. And when he was younger, in my age or even younger, and he had the same experience. So he rarely saw his three daughters. He has
Mhm.
three very, very nice ladies as daughters, and that was also a challenge for him. Not He was not very close to them in that time. So he also has like a lot of horses, and those three women are the only women I know not keen on horse riding. Actually, they don't do it because there is a gap there, you know, and that is his price he had to pay. But now, after a couple
Yeah.
of years, and now he gets in a more senior level of his entrepreneurial journey. He has more time to spend at home. Uh, of course, his daughters are not at home anymore, but he's now even closer to them, and he can provide them with the support they need for their journey, and
Yeah.
they really value that. And now they have a totally different relation to each other. He's a very supportive father and a great family man in that sense, you know. He didn't cook when they came home at school because he wasn't there, and he didn't have had the time. So neither did I. But I am pretty sure when my kids are growing up, and if when they need support in terms of where can I do my studies? Where should I live? Where should I start work? Can I become an entrepreneur? What's your advice in terms of, you know, you name it, politics, economy, relationship? Then I am the one, perhaps they can always call. We will spend time together, and of course I still spend time with them on the weekends and during their holidays and so on. That's for sure. So that the relation is there. But nevertheless, everything has its price. And if you want to
Mhm.
become something, nothing happens without a reason. Nothing happens without challenging, and things that are priceless actually, um, so are not easy to get. So
Mhm.
that's the hurdle here.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
5 and 9 years old. Yeah, so
Cool.
pretty young still. And I see them the weekends, every second weekend, and during the holidays. And so what they have, I mean, usually they are way too young for their own cell phone.
Okay.
But yeah, with in this globalized world, I live in Belgium, they live in northern Germany, in the Hamburg area, and so me perhaps doing business in the United States then, and spending some time there. It's a necessity to provide them with the technical equipment. So their mother and I, we decided to provide them with a mobile, with a cell phone, and so they are able to call me via WhatsApp and to send me
Yes.
emoticons
Emojis.
and little gifs. And Leopold can also write, and he writes. And whenever they have a problem, they call me, and we talk about it, and we talk about school and about their emotions.
Cool.
And yeah, and we send little hearts and everything. So that's
That's sweet.
from that side. The digitalization is also a good thing because I still have a very close relationship to my kids, although I'm not there. And that wasn't possible like 10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also so technology is, I mean, you can use it for bad things, but also you can use it. It depends. It's a very individual question. So, do you use it to uplift your life and the people around you, or do you using it for bad things? So yeah,
Sure, sure. I mean, it's like a weapon, you know. I mean,
yes, definitely.
a police officer with a weapon is probably mainly a good thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, other people with a gun, that's autre chose.
yes, that's right. Cool. So, what are the next steps when it comes to the German watch company? So, what is at the moment currently on your agenda? So, there's this idea of I'm not sure if I can, yeah, give already a preview about the Christmas market and
Yeah. Glad you
okay,
asked. Glad you asked.
yeah,
Happy to talk about that.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, that's also a thing made in Germany. Everybody loves around the world. That's the German
yeah,
Christmas market. I mean,
uh,
I've been to
yeah,
Birmingham and seeing a huge German flag there. And yeah, I've seen there's
yes,
a huge German Christmas market, way more
yeah,
dramatic than you will ever see in Berlin. But
yeah,
yeah, same thing in Chicago in December. And that's also an event created by the German American Chamber of Commerce. And we are keen on joining that.
mm-hmm.
1.5 million people are visiting the Chicago German Christmas market
Cool,
each year. So not in 2020, obviously, because of the
yes,
COVID crisis, and still not really decided whether it will take place on place this year, but perhaps, or at least hybrid. And if not, then in any way virtually. So the German Christkindl market in Chicago in December is something we will be part of.
cool,
And yeah, we will talk about people, about products made in Germany there. We will show them German products, German watches to buy there and to take a remembrance of the first German Christkindl market in the
yes,
United States after the pandemic, when everybody is keen to meet other people again, to have a venue, to drink a beer together, or to eat a German bratwurst in Chicago.
yeah,
So that's something where we can provide the people with a souvenir that
mm-hmm.
lasts forever. And so yeah, so that's our plan for the end of the year, and until then, a lot of planning is ahead of us. And yeah, that's the thing we do
Cool.
right
When you say hybrid, does this mean half on the
now.
place and
Yeah, not that many people,
okay.
in addition, with a virtual platform, so
Oh,
that
okay, got it.
all the
Yeah.
partners there can present themselves virtually on an
Yes.
online platform. That's also in discussion. I mean, that's a discussion I have with other clients in my consultancy business as well. They are also thinking about what do we do in September, what do we do in November? Can we be there? How many people can gather around? What are the rules then? Nobody knows, honestly, right now. But there's always a plan B and C, and plan B is always virtually, so half
Hmm.
the attendance,
Hmm.
and the rest is online then, or online only. It's also an opportunity. Not the same, but yeah, at least it's still taking place. And yeah, those are the plans. And until then,
Yeah.
we are trying to gain more awareness. We are talking with other partners, with other manufacturers who might be interested in selling their watches over there, and talking about prospect brand ambassadors. So
Hmm.
it's also a good example I'd like to talk about, because that's also an outcome of the digital globalized world. There's a huge there's a great American movie maker, Will Ferrell. So he did a movie once. I like very much. It's Semi Pro. It's about a professional basketball team in the 70s and 80s in the United States. And I always liked a specific actress there. And I just Googled her a couple of. So the film is quite old, actually. It's like
Yeah.
15 years old already. But I still Googled her like just a couple of weeks ago, and I found her on Instagram, and I just sent her a message via Instagram, and she replied. So
Yeah.
we had a discussion online, and it ended up that I just sent her two watches from our brand, and she loved them. So she really
Yeah.
liked them. So somebody's running around in Los Angeles now with our watches, and I still try to convince her to become our brand ambassador for the West Coast of
Yeah.
the United States.
Yeah.
So that's still in discussion, and that's also still something I need to do until the end of the year.
Yeah. So this is when you put this, because I'm looking to this thing that you mentioned on from a content standpoint. This is something that many companies still miss. So they understand it, but they are not executing it. So everybody can become a brand, an own personal brand. This is basically what is happening at the moment. I can be my own TV station and my radio station with the
Mhm.
podcast and my live stream. This is happening, okay? And many big media publishing houses and big corporations, so some understand this and they use it and leverage this. So they are working together with influencers and working presenting them also their products. But the thing that is most important is that you need this mindset that you can't control everything.
Mhm.
This is something that the bigger corporations really are bad in, and also the big media publishing houses. They want to control. They want, okay,
Yeah,
how is this going to look like, this post?
yeah,
I want to see the post. Where's the brand logo? So
yeah,
and you have to be open minded and say, okay, this is a process, an iterative process, and I'm okay that it's not going to be like on a commercial, because people don't watch them anyway. So it's okay when other people are creating authentic content and show your products. That should be okay. And this is the cool thing with you. You are like this open minded and say, okay, I'm testing it. Here are two watches. Just do whatever you want with it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand both sides here.
Yeah.
If you are working in a huge company, stock listed, for instance,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
everything you do, actually, really everything, every smile or tear you share, can increase or decrease your stock rate. And that's something. And then the lawyers are just waiting for that, gaining their money with probably wrong behavior
Yeah.
at. So you have to be very careful, because otherwise it can easily get very, very expensive. And you and me, we are way more flexible and can afford to be way more flexible.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I say the wrong thing here, okay, probably I have to. I will have a discussion with my shareholders, but I can always explain why things happened as they did, and
Yeah.
so then it's okay, and we won't lose millions of money. But I understand both sides, but I think give things a flow, let
Mhm.
it go, let it flow here. That's
Yeah.
also good advice. Just, I mean, having something 80% ready and trying out is always better than 100% never happening. And
Yes.
so that's also a good advice if you can afford it. And yeah, I think trying things out like we do here, and give it a go, and reshaping it, giving it the right direction. That's a good advice, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Cool. So we're running a little bit out of time. Is there something that
Yeah.
you want to share? Some last thing, some statement or something?
I think so. We are always open for suggestions. So if there's somebody interested in joining us on the journey, bringing German products to the US market, which will open up way sooner than the European markets will do. And remembering that 80% of the US economy is consumer driven, is B to C, and only 20% or maximum 30% is B2B. And here in Europe, in particular in Germany, it's the other way around. So if they are interested in joining us on that journey, they are very much invited to get in touch. We are interested not only in watches, but mainly in high level, nice products made in Germany that might be interesting for the US markets on ground. We will have not only the Christmas market in Chicago, but other opportunities, air shows, other events, sports events, music events, where we will provide the Americans, the US citizens, with our made in Germany products. And if somebody might be interested, he or she can get in touch with us, and we are open to almost anything, and always happy to partner up.
Mm-hmm. How can people get the best way in touch with you?
They can send an email. It's Phil, Phil, at German.watch. That's actually a proper email address, Phil at German.watch. Or they comment just here and
Yeah.
send an email. Then we will get in touch
Mm-hmm.
fast and soon.
Cool. Okay, was a pleasure. Was a second session. I hope there will come more.
Yeah, well, makes fun with you, and always a
Yeah.
pleasure to talk to you. And yeah, what's your next guest? What's your plans for the next session?
Yeah, you mean the session for the German watch, or you mean
for yourselves?
So basically, I'm in June. I'm starting my new content mentorship. So I'm going to work closely with a handful of entrepreneurs between 10 and 20. So we are going to do group coaching. So on a weekly basis, I'm going to meet these entrepreneurs, so business owners, coaches, consultants, and I'm going to teach everything about content and also PR. So how to generate leads, yes, I mean, we spoke about this, but also generate also clients, that you work closer with people.
Yeah.
So because many people, they are very good in producing content, but they are bad on the business side. So this is something that I want to give to other people, the different ways how to organize it, the technical parts, also how to generate clients through, for example, through your podcast. So the podcast that I'm producing, with some people I'm also working with from the US. I have a US client, and I interviewed him, and then I understood his issues and pitched him. And since then we're working together, and I did a couple of things for him. He did projects for me. So this is a great way to start your own business and accelerate also to get the gatekeepers. So there are people out there, other business owners that you maybe want to work with, and the podcast is a great way to win their trust and to work more closely with them. That's basically what I'm going to start in June, and I'm promoting this currently.
Great, support you there. So good luck with this.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for having.
That's it for today, and see you next time. Bye bye.
See you long. Bye bye.
We are out.